Hello everyone, welcome to this session. So we are going to look at understanding LCM. And for us to do this, we need to understand what LCM stands for. LCM stands for Least Common Multiple. So we are going to start with two numbers 6 and 9. Okay, so we are going to look at the LCM of 6 and 9. So for us to do this, we are going to list the multiple of these two numbers, starting with the least one in that order. So multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60, 66, 72, 78, and so on. You can continue with those multiples there. Then we have our number 9. The multiples for 9 are 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, and so on. So you can continue creating the list of the multiples. So from the listed multiples, we will circle the common ones in the two lists. Okay, so the common ones here are, so here we have 18, and for 9 we have 18. We also have 54, and we have a 54 here. We also have a common number 72 here. Okay, so from the listed multiples, we have circled the common ones. So for us to get the LCM, we are going to say that we will take the list. This is the list. Okay, so the LCM of 6 and 9 is 18. We could take another example. Example 2, we take the numbers 4, 5, and 12. So again, let's list the multiples. So the multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, count with me, 52, 56, 60, and those who are good at multiples, you can continue. And then we have for 5, multiples for 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, count with me, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and you can continue counting. Okay, and then we have for 12, multiples of 12 are 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and we can continue as well. Now, try to continue with the list of the multiples. Have you listed them? So again, we are going to find or circle the common ones in the 3 numbers. So the common ones in this case, we are going to have a 60 here. We have a 60 here, and we also have a 60 here. So we can say that our LCM for 4, 5, and 12 is 60. Let's go on and do the third example, where we have the numbers 15, 24, and 30. So again, the first step is that we list the multiples of 15. So for 15, we have 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, count with me, 90, 105, 120, 135, 150, 165, 180, and so on. We go to our next number, 24. We list the multiples of 24. 24, 48, 72, 96, 120, 144, 168, 192, that's quite a big number, and you continue. Then we look at the multiples of 30. So for 30, we again start with 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, quite a big number, and you continue in that manner. So LCM, for this, we're going to look at the common numbers, multiples in these three numbers. So we have 120 here, we circle it. We have 120 here, we circle it. And for 30, we also have 120. So the common multiple in this 15, 24, and 30 is 120. So listing multiples in that manner can be a very long process. So we can opt for a shorter way of finding LCM. So if we have our two numbers like we had started with, 6 and 9, we can start by dividing using the smallest prime number. So we look for a prime number, the smallest one that can divide these two numbers, either of the two. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 9 is not a multiple of 2, sorry, it remains as it is. So the next prime number can be 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Again, we use the factor 3 to divide the 3, we're going to get 1. After that, you continue. So we have continued to divide all the numbers until they all divide out. So lastly, you are going to multiply the prime factors that you have used, so that you say 2 times 3 times 3, then 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18. So our LCM is 18, and that is what we had gotten in the first example that we did. So let's look at 4, 5, and 12 as our next example. So we are going to divide or look for a number that can divide any of these numbers, okay? So we are going to start with the least one as 2. So 4 divided by 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2. 5 is not a multiple of 2, it remains as it is. 12 divided by 2 is 6. We take 2 again, divide by 2 is 1. 5 is not a multiple of 2, it remains as it is. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then we can take 3. Here we have 1. This is 5, remains as it is. Then 3 divided by 3 is 1. Then take the prime number 5. 5 by 5 is 1. So we take the prime numbers that we have used and multiply them. 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 5 is 15. So 15 times 4, we're going to say 4 times 5 is 20, carry 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So the LCM of 4, 5, and 12 is 60. Some pretty big numbers, 15, 24, and 30. So again, we had said the first step is to start by dividing using the smallest prime number that can divide any or all of the given numbers. So the smallest that can divide at least this and this is 2. 15 divided by 2. 15 is not a multiple of 2, so 15 remains as it is. 24 divided by 2 is 12, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. You can divide by 2 again. 15 is not a multiple of 2. 12 by 2 is 6. 15 is not a multiple of 2. It remains as it is. So at this point, we can use the prime number 3. 15 by 3 is 5. 6 by 3 is 2. 15 by 3 is 5. You can use 2 to divide that 2. 5 is not a multiple of 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 5 is not a multiple of 2. Then now we can use 5 to divide 5, and we also get 1 there. So the last step, you multiply all the prime factors that you have used. So 2 times 2 times 3 times 2 times 5. Okay. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 6 is good, 24. And then times 5. So 24 times 5. 5 times 4, 20. Carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2, 12. So our LCM for 15, 24, and 30 is 120. We are going to look at how we use LCM in answering worded questions. So our first question is this. One bell rings after 4 minutes and another after 5 minutes. How long does it take for the bells to ring together? So here we are told that one bell that we are going to call A rings after 4 minutes. The other bell that we're going to call bell B rings after 5 minutes. So how long is it going to take for them to ring together? So we are going to say, list the multiples of 4. So here we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on. And then the multiples of 5 will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on. So let's look at multiples that are appearing in the two numbers. We have a 20 here and we have a 20 here. So that means these bells, bell A and bell B, will ring together after 20 minutes. So they will ring together after 20 minutes. In short, this is what you are going to do. LCM of 4 and 5 is, remember we said we look for the smallest number that can divide any of these. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 5 is not a multiple of 2. It remains as it is. 2 divided by 2, 1. 5 remains as it is. Then 5 divided by 5 is 1. So we multiply the prime numbers that we have used, 2 times 2 times 5, which will give us 4 times 5, 20. And that is 20 minutes. That's our answer. Meaning that the bells will ring again after 20 minutes. So our second question is, What is the smallest number which is divisible by 18, 15, and 12? What is the smallest number which is divisible by 18, 15, and 12? So the first thing you need to realize is that the word smallest should be or is synonymous to the word least. So we are looking for a list, the least number, and this number is a multiple. This number is a multiple that should be divisible by 18, 15, and 12. So LCM applies here, 18, 15, and 12. So what's the first step in finding LCM? So we said you look for the least factor that can divide any of the given numbers. So we start with the smallest, which is 2. 18 by 2 is 9. 15 by 2, 15 is not a multiple of 2. 15 remains as it is. 12 by 2 is 6. And then we can take factor 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then we can take 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 5 is not a multiple of 3. And 2 is not a multiple of 3. Then 5 again. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 2 is not a multiple of 5. It remains as it is. Then 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we take the factors that we have used to divide, which are 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 times 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. And then times 2. So 15 times 6. We're going to say 6 times 5, 30. Carry 3. 6 times 1, 6. Plus 3, 9. Okay. Then 90 times the 2. Let's not forget that 2. So 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 9, 2 times 9 is 18. So our LCM is 180. So from the question, we have answered it. So the smallest number, which is 180, is divisible by 18, by 15, and by 12. So you could try, can you now try and divide 180 divided by 18? What do you get? Then 180 divided by 15, what do you get? 180 divided by 12, what do you get? You will notice that 180 is divisible by all these three numbers. So if this video has been of help to you, please click like.